Story 1. I used to work in broadcasting from 1968 to 1995. On December 31st, 1989, around 4 or 5 o'clock, I woke up and wanted to make some coffee while letting my wife sleep. I had my radio program later that morning, but something strange happened. Suddenly everything went dark. I was wide awake, and then I passed out and lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was lying in bed at a weird angle, and I had no idea why I fainted. I called my friend, Dr. H., who is also my personal doctor. I explained what happened and rushed to his office right away. He was puzzled and couldn't figure out what was wrong. We talked about sleep paralysis and similar things, but he said it didn't match the situation because I wasn't actually sleeping. I stayed at his office for 90 minutes, but he couldn't find a diagnosis since all my tests came back normal. Between 1989 and 1995, I experienced these blackout episodes about once or twice a month. The doctors thought they might be seizures, but they couldn't say for sure. My wife and I were both raised Catholic, but we had drifted away from the religion. We even stopped celebrating holidays because God wasn't a part of our lives anymore. I started questioning if God even existed. Then, on April 4th, 1999, at 5 a.m., something terrifying happened. I'd had 4 of those blackouts in a row. And then, the 5th blackout occurred. This time, I gave in to the darkness and felt my body shutting down. My arms and legs went completely numb, and I stopped breathing. I truly believed I was dying. I suddenly felt like I left my body and started floating up through the ceiling. I could see the wooden rafters, but I couldn't feel them. I kept rising higher and higher, about 30 feet above the roof. And then I saw the most amazing thing. There was this beautiful, shiny, silver-white light all around me. It was like a pearl, and everything was that color. It was absolutely breathtaking. I couldn't feel my body at all. It was like I was just floating around without it. No pain, no heaviness, just this amazing feeling of being light and free. I started to wonder if I was either seeing things or if I was actually dead. So I asked for some kind of proof to figure out what was going on. Just then, Jesus Christ himself appeared right in front of me. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was like seeing him in all those pictures. I had this strong feeling that my life was too short and that there was something really important I still needed to do. So I begged Jesus to send me back into my body because there was something else I had to take care of. He smiled and nodded, and just like that, I was back in my body again. I couldn't stop thinking about what had just happened. When I was growing up, I felt closer to Mary than Jesus, so it was a big surprise to me that Jesus showed up instead of her. I have no idea how long I was gone or how long the whole experience lasted, but then my wife Judy woke up. I was so excited and confused that I started stuttering and couldn't even speak properly. I finally managed to tell her, "You won't believe what just happened. I saw Christ and begged him to come back." I was so out of it that I didn't even know what day it was. And you know what she said? She told me, "It's Easter Sunday morning, April 4th, 1999. Of course you would see Christ on Easter." This experience wasn't like a dream that fades away like a puff of smoke. It was so real, like I was actually living my life all over again. I didn't know what I was supposed to do with this second chance. Time kept passing by, year after year. Then in 2003, something happened. Judy went for a mammogram and they found some calcifications in her breasts. We were both scared, and I started to wonder if this was the reason I came back. But luckily, Judy turned out to be okay. Fast forward to 2006, I had kissed Judy goodnight and rolled over to my left side. Suddenly, everything went black. Judy was terrified and started yelling my name, desperately trying to bring me back. I woke up. She said I was making this really sad and scary sound, but I don't remember making any noise at all. Confused, I asked her what day it was. She told me it was Good Friday. Then in 2007, Judy got diagnosed with Alzheimer's. It's a disease that slowly takes away a person's memory and ability to think clearly. Judy fought for 10 long years, but sadly, she passed away on April 29th, 2014, just a day before our anniversary on April 30th. Looking back now, I understand that the reason I came back was to take care of Judy during her difficult journey with Alzheimer's. This story was shared by Stanley S. and happened in 1999. Story 2. Everything changed on the night of October 6th, 2018 at 3 a.m. It was just a normal night, and I went to bed like always. But then, out of nowhere, I woke up to the ground shaking like crazy. I realized it was an earthquake. My whole family woke up too, and we were ready to run outside if needed. Luckily, the shaking stopped and we could go back to sleep. I was so scared that I could barely walk, but I managed to get back to my room. As soon as I got back in bed, I started shaking again because I was so afraid that the big light above me would fall and crush me. Then something really strange happened. I felt this intense pain in my chest that made it hard to breathe. It hurt so much that I passed out. My parents were too far away to hear me calling for help. When I passed out, I realized that even though I couldn't move, I was still aware of everything. It was like I was floating outside of my body. At first I thought I had died, but then I remembered reading about something called an out-of-body experience. I figured that's what was happening to me. Later on, I found out that I actually had a heart attack. Since no one could see me, I decided to explore the astral plane and visit my friends' and relatives' houses. It was so cool to be able to go anywhere I wanted. But then, I heard a voice inside me telling me to go up into the sky. I followed my instincts and went towards the stars. What I saw up there was like nothing I had ever seen before. I saw amazing lights in the sky, and they were so pretty. They were all different colors like white, pink, and gold. It was like a big light show up there. I really wanted to go towards the lights, but there was something stopping me. I couldn't see any beings, but I could feel that they were there. It felt like God was with me, even though I didn't believe in God at the time. Then one of the beings talked to me in my mind and said that we are all connected. No one is separate from anyone else. I didn't really understand what they meant, but then I saw a special white light coming towards me. It felt different from the other lights, like it was really pure. I felt this amazing feeling of complete calmness. The light was so bright, but it didn't hurt my eyes. While I was feeling so peaceful, I saw pictures that I can't really explain in words. It was like my spirit was showing me my whole life, starting from when I was born. Before I was born, I was actually a part of God, who is all-powerful. But then I got separated from God to come to Earth. The reason for this separation was always about growing spiritually. I also learned that the real reason we come to Earth is to show who we really are. I also saw that one day we will all come together and be one with God, but we will still keep our own unique selves. I realized that there is no such thing as a terrible place or a set destiny. In fact, we can create our own lives based on how we feel inside. There are no limits to what we can wish for, and this is also part of our spiritual growth. Our beliefs actually shape our reality so much that we can make divine things happen in our dreams. It all comes from inside us because we are the only true God. We don't just represent a small part of God, but we are all the powerful God together because we can never be separated. After seeing all of these amazing things, I went back to my body, and I still remember everything I learned. This story was shared by Emmanuel and happened in 2018.